Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to have you here on Prodigy Racing Network. My name is Nicholas Koskinen, your head commentator for today's race. And we welcome you to the Budweiser All-Star Series from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Had 2 race dates last season, but it's now down to a lone race date for Season 2. Darren Claw won both races last season. Now he's right here in the Budweiser community. We call him the King of Nashville. For a very good reason. Let's take a look at your standings after the last round over on Monday, or not. It wasn't Monday, was it? But it was whenever it was on Monday. After race 14 in the count, or after race 15 in the calendar, Ryan Hill still has the points lead, but he is losing it ever so slightly. Tavon Taylor, basically a shoo-in for Rookie at the Year at this point, is currently in second. He's leading all of the rookies in the field. He's actually, he's not the only rookie here. He's one of 3 rookies in the field. So this season 2 rookie class is actually doing incredible here in the standings. 3 of the 10 drivers in the top 10 in the standings. However, the veteran influence is still there. Ryan Hill, obviously your leader. Miranda Nguyen, much better than she did last season. She's currently in third. However, Paul Rivera is right there behind her. Alex McCumber, he's won 2 races this season, hoping to get 3. He does pretty well at these short tracks. Let's see what he does today. Well, that being said, there's not really much else to do except, you know what we're supposed to do now. Let's head down to the grid for the starting lineup and the command. Starting off with your Xfinity 10G starting lineup, the driver's faster than Xfinity 10G. Ryan Hill will be starting on pole once again this season. This will end up being his second pole of the year. However, it's now a 3-way tie in the pole award with 2. Miranda Nguyen and Tracy Bennett also have 2 poles on the season. He starts next to his rookie teammate Tavon Taylor, second in the starting lineup, second in the standings. Carter Brown, a really high starting spot for that number 21 Motorcraft Ford. Saw a little bit of what he can do in that Kubota Ford over in, I believe it was not Chicagoland. I don't know what, but he'll be starting next to Paul Rivera, who already has a win this season. Won at a short track, that was Richmond earlier this season. After that, you got Tracy Bennett starting alongside Kevin Wedge, another solid start for the 72 Toyota. After that, you got Alex McCumber alongside Josiah Smith. Byron Martin will be starting next to Pasong Chetri in the 41 Ford. Ryan App starting next to Nicholas Uffelman. After that, Miranda Nguyen, and coming off of fresh off of a win last round, is going to be Darren Claw, hoping to get win number 2 on the season. Miranda Nguyen hoping to avenge what she lost in that last race. Garrett Rains had a really solid race in Kentucky, hoping to carry that momentum forward. He starts next to Sheldon Gatineau. After that, you got Brian Cox in the Peak Ford Mustang as he starts alongside Drew Foster, who won at Richmond. Let's see if he can get another win on a short track. After that, you got Julian Boone, who also has a win this season, alongside Daniel Van Heuly. Once again, a nice showing in Kentucky. Let's see if we can carry that momentum forward. Jesus Gonzalez starts next to Kyle Diaz, who's showing some improvement. Unfortunately, his qualifying still not where it needs to be. He'll be starting toward the back today. Pascal Daly will be starting next to Chase Sawyer. After that, you got Jordan McClure, whose solo win actually came on a short track. It was at Colorado National Speedway in Season 1. He starts next to Matt Holland. After that, you got Morgan Starr and Jake Wild. And then rounding out the field, making his very first Budweiser Series start, Paul Wilson will be driving the 96 for the first time this season in that Range Racing Chevrolet. That's your starting lineup here for today's Bud Light 200. There's only one thing left to do. And you know very well what that is. Let's head down for the command.
Drivers, start your engines.
Oh, you can do better than that. Well. Oh shoot, and I completely forgot to change the Well, I guess you're going to get a TNN Motorsports thing because it's way too late to change it now. And we forgot to change the sound pack, too. That sounds close enough to the late model sound pack, I guess. It's not the first time we forgot to switch out the sound pack for the Budweiser series. Well, Ryan Hill, Tavon Taylor starting out this race. Tavon Taylor looking for his first win. Ryan Hill looking to extend his lead. Green flag there here in the Nashville Fairgrounds. It's an all Joe Gibbs top three. Carter Brown on the bottom looking for something to move here. And these sound like go-karts. I mean, I'm sorry. I forgot to change the sound pack to the late model sound pack, but these just sound like freaking go-karts. Well, Tavon Taylor starting to pull away from Paul Rivera. Ryan Hill slides back into third place here. And we've already gone through the first couple of laps. Now judging off of the test races. Oh, 3 wide. Well, I was just about to say we should see a caution within the first 20 laps here. Looks like it might be a little sooner than that. Contact. Brian Cox on the bottom. Julian Boone was right there behind him. Side by side toward the back, it's going to be Matt Holland and Jordan McClure. What a sorry state that is for him to be battling with the back markers there. Julian Boone still holding on tight. Kyle Diaz trying to work his way up toward the field. Garrett Rains side by side with Drew Foster here. Got some rookie stripes battling each other right here. Yeah, this is supposed to be the 90s sound pack. I'm not sure I quite believe that. No, they sound like Formula 3 cars or they sound like go-karts. Kevin Wedge moving into the 4th place spot now. Not very often we see him up there, but that means it is an all Toyota top 4. Tavon Taylor. I almost said it was his home race. It's actually the home race of Kyle Diaz. I forgot to mention that. This is the hometown hero right there in the 11. He's actually from Tennessee. He's not from Nashville, but he's from actually, I think he's closer to Bristol than he is Nashville, but side by side, I almost said teammates, but they do share a manufactured 2 Ford Mustangs right next to each other. That's Julian Boone and Garrett Rains. Rains almost got himself the win at Kentucky, but he fell back to 3rd place on the final lap. That allowed that allowed Darren Claw to take the win away from Brandon Nagayan. He wants some revenge after that heartbreaking loss in Kentucky. Oh, contact! Garrett Rains almost gets turned right into the inside wall. That could have been bad, and something's wrong with Drew Foster. Well, he's just now coming out of pit road. Doesn't look like anybody's got some damage, but kind of hard to see under these lights. 10% of the way through the race here in Nashville. Glad you've been joining us this entire time. And it's pretty much single file. I mean, I did not expect that from Nashville, but a lot of these drivers, you know, they're kind of hoping to see a yellow here soon. I know I sure am. Kevin Wedge really loves where he's at right now. The 31-year-old rookie out of Paducah, Kentucky. Was at his home race in Kentucky last round. Did somewhat decent in that race, but now we got some lap traffic here as Drew Foster reverts back to his Season 1 form as he now becomes a massive liability. Well, that might actually make way for Ryan Hill and Paul Rivera to make moves here. We might have to just keep an eye on that 18 car. This is a car that now actually has a legitimate shot to win the championship, as he is only just above 100 points back from Ryan Hill. If Ryan Hill just DNFs these next couple of races, and if Tavon Taylor wins, a couple races, he might be in a serious bout. Well, it might actually be, if that's the case, he might actually be in the hunt for the championship right off the bat. But right now, Ryan Hill is in the 3rd place. That might change, as now Morgan Starr and Paul Wilson are now becoming roadblocks here. Feels so weird saying Paul Wilson for that 96 car. The rookie making his first start right now, back into 28th spot as Drew Foster is 2 laps down. It kind of makes me wonder, we're going to have to see what happened to that 56 car if a caution comes out here. Which very well might happen. These lap cars do have a history of causing trouble. 20 car might be able to make a move on the outside. Ryan Hill right there hanging tough with the 19. Man, these sound like Indy cars. Like, this is not a 90s sound pack. There's no way. Yeah, we forgot to change the sound pack from last night's race. We apologize. No, today is Thursday. What am I talking about? Tomorrow, the DSR race coming up, we will have the graphics package and the sound pack shifted for that race. So don't worry. The 2007 Nextel cars are not going to sound like freaking 90s go-karts. Tavon Taylor continues to lead the race by about a second as Paul Rivera is now into clean air here. He might have an opportunity to make some passes happen. Kind of sounds nice when you go on board, I guess. Could be worse. Almost a quarter of the way through the race here. Right now, the guy that has led from start to finish is Tavon Taylor. Whoa, Tracy Bennett almost takes out the 21 of Carter Brown. Brown will get it right away from the 48. We know Tracy Bennett can be a really aggressive driver. Drew Foster is still being a lap car. You can see right there in the pace, he can keep up. But he's just going to have to, he might have to move out of the way here for Kevin Wedge, who is right now in the 3rd place. So Kevin Wedge looking for his first top 3 since his win at Daytona. It's really weird to see that 72 car up in the front. Even New Age Motorsports, that 72 car, when it was driven by, crap. I don't know. I can't remember who it was driven by. But that New Age Toyota was not fast last year. It already has a win to its name, and it's looking for its 2nd top 3. But it's right now the Toyotas just have been dominating the season, actually. If we look back at the course of the season, it's an all-Toyota top 5 in the point standings. Toyota is winning the manufacturer race in terms of the win count. So, you know, these Toyotas, you see, I mean, there's a lot of Toyotas in this pack compared to, like, the NASCAR Cup Series, but you know, a lot of Toyota, a lot of Japanese power here. If you're not driving a Toyota, you're driving a Ford, but the Fords have not been doing great this season either. Jake Wild pretty slow there, as you can see. Well, I expected there to be a caution by now, but I guess I was wrong. We do have a race for position here as Carter Brown now on the inside of Ryan Hill. Right there on the inside. He knows exactly what he's hunting for. Carter Brown, he finished 2nd at Daytona. Oddly enough, he's right there in behind Kevin Wedge if he can clear the 20. He does not want to finish behind that 72 again. And Carter Brown had such a rotten start to the season. He's just now found the speed in that number 21 car. I wonder what they've been doing to that Wood Brothers Ford over the course of the season. Well, whatever they've done, they just need to keep doing it. Kevin Wedge still in 3rd place, the leader being sandwiched in between 2 lap cars, both of them Range Racing Chevys. Might be rumors here that Morgan Starr may have found himself a sponsor for Season 3. So we're just going to have to see how that pans out, if Range Racing is going to get the funding to be a more competitive team next season. But that 96 and 12 car have been just constantly in the back today, or this season. You know, we see that they get a lot of television time, I'll give them that, but not for the right reasons. Matt Holland and the Jack Daniels Toyota will not be in that 06 car next season. He'll be moved down to the Bud Light series. So right now he's just trying to get as many points as he can here to finish off his, probably what will be his only season in the Budweiser series. Right there, that's his teammate Jake Wild that he's racing. He could at least hold a candle to his teammate in most scenarios. Although it's that being said, Jake Wild is beating him in the standings, but right now that 06 has the edge over the 00. I think with that Jack Daniels sponsorship, that Ramirez team would be a lot better. He'll be jumping over to Jake Wild's team. Remember, Jake Wild was an owner driver in last season's Budweiser All-Star Series. He drove the number 3 car. It was unsponsored. If anyone remembers back to season 1, Wild Racing. He had that team. Obviously didn't race in season 2 as Ramirez Motorsports popped up. He closed down his shop for the season. He jumped over to Ramirez Motorsports, drive Toyota. He'll be driving Toyota for his own team in the Bud Light Series next season as a part-time deal. So we'll be seeing how that pans out for Jake Wild. But actually, now that I think about it, Matt Holland might also be part-time. I don't know. I think I do have him listed as part-time in the Bud Light Series. So who knows? Maybe he will stay here next season. Well, Season 3 should be an exciting one. A lot of new teams entering the sport. Jake Wild holding up Ryan Hill there. Now that's going to give an opportunity for Tracy Bennett to get into the mix here. Remember, this is the 48 car looking for his 3rd win of the season. Won at Pikes Peak, and he won in No, he didn't. Not in Denver. He does have 2 wins, though. I do know that much. Ryan Hill hasn't won since the Old Spice race earlier in the season. That was round 8. We are now into round 15. And he still hasn't gotten a win. He's looking for his 8th career win. But he's not going to get it here as long as these cars continue to hold him up. Pasang Chetri now into the mix now as he's in his 7th place. And it's kind of like if you've ever watched someone play, or if you've ever played the Formula 1 games yourself, you'd know that if you try to hold on to your position here, it just kind of it's almost like a magnet how the drivers will catch up to you. And that's exactly what's going on. Kevin Wedge is racing hard here. The 21 was able to get to him, but it's creating a bit of an accordion effect here. And all these drivers, look at that. Look how close these guys are. You can pretty much you just barely slip your credit card in between them. That is if you have a credit card. I would not recommend it. Pasang Chetri trying to hold on, trying to prove that the Fords can have speed. Now, when we're talking about the Chevrolet race, it seems like Tracy Bennett is the only Chevrolet that has really done anything this year. His teammate Ryan Apt has had a very disappointing year. Nicholas Elfman has 2 wins to his credit. So I guess Nicholas Elfman and Tracy Bennett have been able to extract the most out of the Chevrolet motor this year, but you know, we don't have very many Chevrolet teams in this roster, so you know, it's kind of hard to really make yourself pronounced. But when you're seeing Toyota and Ford, well, not actually, no, Ford's not even doing a great job. It's just been Toyota. You know, I say there are more Fords than Toyotas in the field, but like we said earlier, Toyota it's all top 5 for Toyotas in the championship standings at this point. Carter Brown on the inside, trying to hold on to his spot. He's into 3rd place. We said earlier this will be his first top 3 since Daytona, if he can keep it. Kevin Wedge has bowed out of the top 3. He's actually now out of the top 5. Not the line, though. He looks like he was able to get some speed on the front stretch, but he was getting passed by Tracy Bennett. It's still side by side between the two here. Carter Brown holding tough, but he's not going to be able to have the speed. Ryan Hill just has the faster car. I mean, he's in a Joe Gibbs Toyota, for Christ's sake. I mean, he's been just absolutely dominating with the Toyota. Actually, his teammate Tavon Taylor has been dominating the race too. Paul Rivera is in second right now, and I don't think anybody's going to touch his position either. So Paul Rivera, we've seen what he's done at these short. One at Richmond. You know, he's just done a lot of good on these short tracks. Because that might be his bread and butter. Because if you remember, he also has a win. Paul Rivera's got a couple of wins. He has a win at Kern County from last season. That's a short track. ARCA races there, or they used to race there. I meant like ARCA West, not the ARCA Menard series, but ARCA West used to race at Kern County, so I guess that's just kind of a little bit off topic. But I'm just trying to tell you, it's a short track. He's been doing a lot of good at those short tracks. So is Miranda Nagayan, but she's nowhere to be seen at the moment. There she is, right there. Actually, she is all the way back in 13th. Remember, she's battling Tracy Bennett right now for that position in the standings. It's just 4 points separating the two drivers. Or 2 points, actually, separating the two drivers. And right now, Tracy Bennett is in the top 5 and might actually change here. Carter Brown does get 3rd place back here, so lap cars are really helping that 21 car's cause. But Ryan Hill just has the better overall pace here. You're on board with Tracy Bennett and the Walmart onboard camera. Carter Brown and that POS Wood Brothers Ford is right now completely manslaughtering the guys toward the front of the pack here. I don't think I would have expected that 21 to do anything. I thought he was so close to winning Daytona. I still have the screenshot on my desktop. I have a folder for highlights. The 21 car, he should have won Daytona. I mean, he had a chance to win Daytona. Kevin Wedge just beat him out by a nose. Carter Brown, that probably would have been his only chance to win this season. But right now, that 21 car is in the best position. Oh, we have a yellow. And I think I saw debris somewhere. Well, didn't come when I said it. Whoa, Kevin Wedge has rear end damage. So with that being said, let's take a look at what brings out the first caution of the day. Probably won't be the only caution. We might see something on the restart. Yep, knew that was gonna. Oh, Pasong Chetri. Ooh, hard into the wall. At least he took a rear end impact. It shouldn't really do anything to him in terms of performance, but just take a look at this actually from a different angle. Take a look at that from a different angle here. That's not the one I wanted to... Well, actually, it's worth trying, this one. Yeah, no, he just hooked him. He just hooked him. Pasong Chetri just letting out all of his frustration throughout the course of the season right there on Kevin Wedge. And Kevin did not deserve that, but deserves ain't got nothing to do with it in this sport, I'm afraid. Mark Martin deserved to win NASCAR championships, and he didn't. Let's go on board with Pasong Chetri and Kevin Wedge. You're on board with Pasong Chetri at the K&N onboard camera. You know, that was very dangerous, honestly. Pasong Chetri could have taken out so many drivers there. Because look who's there. Jillian Boone, Nicholas Uffman, Darren Claw, Matt Holland. I would argue Paul Wilson and Ryan Apt could have been at risk there. He could have also taken out Nicholas Uffman, Miranda Nagayan, and maybe even Sheldon Gatineau if he wasn't careful. So that was a very dangerous move just to enact your revenge in that corner. Let's go on board with Kevin Wedge. Yeah, I mean, that was just straight up. He just dumped him. I mean, he just freaking dumped him. He's just lucky it didn't completely junk the 72, but, man, that is still a sad situation. Either way, Tavon Taylor is going to take this time to come into pit road. Let's see if anybody else is a taker here. Green flag pit stops here. Or, sorry, yellow flag pit stops. I am so sorry. Where is my mind today? Looks like the guys that are a lap down are staying out. So Kevin Wedge might come in and get his repairs done soon. Chase Sawyer is staying out here. That number 27 will be on the lead lap, I believe. So I think he's just trying to get on the lead lap before the green flag here. That's probably why he's staying out. But is that going to be the right call moving forward? Now, here they come into pit road. So we're probably going to see that 72's rear quarter panel go bye-bye. Shea Sawyer's in, Jordan McClure, Jake Wild, Drew Foster, Matt Holland. All of them coming into pit road. So right now, your top three, as it stands, Tavon Taylor, Paul Rivera, and Daniel Van Hewley. This is a massive sigh of relief for the guys behind. This might actually give Ryan Hill a fresh chance to get up to the lead here. He's trying to get himself positioned. He'll be restarting behind Carter Brown in 6th place. With that, we're going to... They'll be restarting on lap 64 here. Kevin Wedge on the inside. He will be a lap down here to restart. Double file restart. I don't think I like how this is going to go. Green flag back in the air here in Nashville. Let's see if this causes any chaos. Daniel Van Hewley loses a ton of speed. Checked up there. Ryan Hill, 3 wide toward the middle. Ryan App, Matt Holland, and Jake Wild. Remember, 2 or 3 of those are lap cars. This is going to put Ryan Hill. Oh, trouble! Carter Brown gets taken out by Byron Martin. Caution is out. Second caution of the day, and it's leaders involved. And the 21 has got to be madder than a wet hen. Race back to the start-finish line, remember. And he just keeps going like nothing happened. He still has a ton of speed. Well, now that the caution is out, let's take a look at what happens to cause that accident between Carter Brown and Byron Martin. Maybe get some onboard views while we're at it. So let's see what happened. Oh, I see what happened. So Josiah Smith kind of checked up in front of him, forced the 21 to check up, and the 2 had nowhere to go. So that wasn't Byron Martin's fault. Unlike the Kevin Wedge incident, it was not a deliberate act. Yeah, no, that was on the 3. 100% that was on the 3, and what a hit. And I'm sure that probably knocked something... Oh, and Sheldon Gatineau also wrecked, too. So I want to see what happened to Gatineau real quick. Oh, he's 4 wide through the corner. Jesus Gonzalez, Morgan Starr, Moran, and the guy, and then Sheldon Gatineau just went 4 wide in the corner, and that is the second accident. This is not what brought out the yellow. We'll take a look at the slow-mo over here real quick, too, but... Wow, I mean, you knew that wasn't going to work out. I mean, 4 wide through the corner here in Nashville. Caution's already out at this point. But that is 2 separate accidents here caused by the field just bunching up like that because of the lap cars. I mean, lap cars just kind of caused that to happen. So, good thing everybody's okay. They should still be in this race, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Ryan Hill, Tracy Bennett, Josiah Smith and Ryan App coming into pit road. We are going to skip this caution period. Let me get focused on the pace car. Well, green flag back in the air here on lap 71. We were just a little bit late on that one. Tavon Taylor pulling away. Kevin Wedge still a lap down. Remember that. Might see one more yellow before this is through. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is horrible. We got a wreck. Jake Wild is around. Caution is out for the third time. And what did I tell you? And they've already raced back to the yellow. 3 wide here between Foster. He's going to go inside. Yellow's out. And they will race back to the line. And if you ask me, Jake Wild got exactly what he deserved there. If Miranda Nagayan just flat out dumped him, which, knowing her, I would not put that against her. I wouldn't hold it against her to, to take him out like that. You know how aggressive Nagayan can be. Oh, shut up. So look at that. Oh, it wasn't even... Oh, it wasn't even Wild. Oh, Lord, it was Nicholas Uffelman that took him out. Just cleaned out the 00. Yeah, I think Sheldon Gatno's a little bit frustrated with how these drivers have been racing him today. Just knocks him to the side, although that wasn't on purpose. And just everybody checks out. How do you get through that? Let's go on board with Sheldon, or with Nicholas Uffelman real quick. Wow. Let's go on board with Jake Wild. Alright, now let's go on board with one more. Let's go on board Miranda Nagayan. How did she get through that? I mean, she got through that effortlessly there. Well, we're 3/4 of the way through here in Nashville Fairgrounds. They'll be restarting here on lap 78. We are officially past the 3/4 mark. Tavon Taylor has pretty much led every lap today. Take a look at your Xfinity fastest lap. That belongs to Paul Rivera. Tavon Taylor not very far behind in the fastest lap race here. Coming off of turn number 4, ready for the restart. Green flag back in the air. Tavon Taylor is the starter. He has led every lap up to this point, except for maybe one. This is looking dangerous with the 56 and the 1. Keep an eye on those guys. Here as we enter turn 3 wide toward the back. Oh, we got 2 wrecks happening. Massive, massive accident here. That is the 4th yellow here in Nashville. And that might take a couple people out of the race. And Darren Claw, the king of Nashville, all junked up here in Nashville. What happened to Darren? Let's take a look. We got so many wrecks we need to... Oh my god. We'll look at that here in a minute, but let's take a look. Take a look here. We knew this was going to happen. I had a feeling that the 1 was going to get wrecked. Drew Foster's right there. Just keeps going. Just junks him into the inside wall. Comes back up the track. That takes out Sheldon Gatno, Miranda Nagayan, not able to get past that one. And a horrible crash here for Jordan McClure. Who else was involved? Do we know? Oh, yeah, we do. Chase Sawyer. Oh, Sawyer hard into the wall. To take out anybody here? He does sideswipe Kyle Diaz a little bit, but other than that, he's able to continue. And then this is the crash that I wanted to see. Darren Claw. He is all junked here because of that crash. Was he just... Oh, he made it through the initial one. And oh, hard into the wall, and Drew Foster cleans him out. Oh, and he gets Ryan Newman's. Oh, no. Darren Claw did lift down the window net. He is okay. But what an ugly hit. Let's take a look at that from a different angle. Oh my god. It kind of reminds me of Michael Brewer's accident here. Oh, what a hit. Reminds me of Michael Brewer's crash here last year in the Bud Light 200. That crash is up on YouTube Shorts if you want to take a look at that. We might make a short out of this one too, but take a look at that. Can we take a look from spectator view? Yes, we can. One more view here. That's not a very good one, but a hard hit. He's just up on his roof there. Boom, and the 33 just comes in. We gotta take a look at the 33 here. His teammate, both Paul Menard Racing Fords were involved. So let's take a look on board here. We're gonna go on board with Darren Claw, and we're gonna go on board with Brian Cox here too. This is your Modal Brakes onboard cam. Now we've seen it from the roof. You know, there's only one really true way to look at a crash like this that goes up in the air. Let's go on board. This is the same driver. Let's go inside the cockpit here. Alright, so the good news is I don't think he got hit on his... I don't think he really got hit on his roof there. I think he got hit on the... Let's take a look at this one more time here. One more time, then we're going to go on board with... Oh, Drew Foster takes him out. Boom. I mean, the G-force is probably enough to kill you there. Oh, my lord. That is honestly probably the worst wreck Darren Claw has experienced. Almost takes out Pascal Daly. And boom. Yeah, I think he just barely hit him in the side. I think we're going to see that when we go on board with Brian Cox, but man, Brian has just gotten involved in so many wrecks throughout the course of his career that are not even his fault, mind you. I mean, a lot of the crashes he's involved in. Think back to Daytona Season 1. I mean, you're on board. This is your peak Menards onboard camera. Yeah, he did hit him on the roof. He did. Look at that. We're going to go on board here. Just take a look. Oh, thank God that was the passenger side. Oh, my God. Thank God that was the passenger side. I don't think Brian Cox is going to be able to continue this race. And the king of Nashville has been properly dethroned. And probably will be we'll be spending the night in the hospital. Jesus Gonzalez has damage. They're racing back to the yellow here. So, Sheldon Gatineau and Brian Cox are out of the race. Chase Sawyer's out of the race. I expect to see Darren Claw out of the race too. He's still being marked a lap down, but Darren Claw probably going to be out of this one. Brandon Nagayan's in the pit road as well. So it'll be interesting to see how many MPH Motors Camrys survive this one. Brandon Nagayan out of pit road. She had to have her hood removed. It's kind of like amputating your finger to keep playing. And Darren Claw is out of the race. They have just confirmed it. He is going to the garage. Drew Foster also heading to pit road. Let's see if he's going to go into the garage here. First off, we're going to just skip the caution period here. Drew Foster is not in the lineup. He is out of the race. So this accident has taken out 6 cars. Chase Sawyer, Jordan McClure, Drew Foster, Brian Cox, Sheldon Gatineau, and Darren Claw out of the race here. Green flag back in the air here in Nashville. 16 laps to go here in Nashville. Let's see if the guy that wins this race continues to be a Toyota. Tavon Taylor has had a dominant race today. Let's hope that was the last caution. Alex McCumber, his teammate, was the king of Nashville. Now we might have a chance for MPH Motors to continue the streak here. And it's an all Toyota top 3. So even if Alex can't win this race, it'll probably be a Toyota that continues to dominate Nashville. Toyota has won both Nashville races so far. Let's see if they will win the third one. Kevin Wedge is a lap car. Keep that in mind. He's been competitive all race. It's just that he got involved in that accident. His rear quarter panel, or his rear panel is still there. Carter Brown is still in the top 5 despite being involved in that wreck. Daniel Van Hewley is a lap down, so keep that in mind. 12 to go here in Nashville as Tavon Taylor crosses the line. He's looking for his first win. Contact between Jesus Gonzalez and Garrett Rains. Miranda Nagayan is still on the lead lap. She's 15th at the moment. But Alex McCumber is probably going to be the only competitive MPH Motorsports Toyota remaining in this race. He's currently in 3rd place. We know how he can do. He won at Tulsa. He won... was that Denver or was that Milwaukee that he won? I don't know, but that 88 car has got 2 wins so far, so he knows how to win races here. He does have that speed. Compared to where he was last season, he's done really, really well. That Goodyear Toyota continues to hold on tight. Tavon Taylor under a little bit of pressure now as Paul Rivera is now at risk of getting up to him here. Well, we forgot to close metal. That's great. So that probably means the stream's going to be all choppy. That's great. That's perfect. You guys can tell me if the stream's choppy or not, but I had metal open and that usually... Because I was in a Roblox baseball game earlier, and so I was trying to get clips, and, you know, it was... Tavon Taylor, 95 out of 100 here. He's led about 93 laps, I believe. He's 100% got the most laps led, and he's got the fastest lap, and he's led it halfway. If he would have started on pole, he would have gotten the entire amount of bonus points. He would have gotten every single point possible here, assuming he wins this race. Paul Rivera, 6,500s behind him here. Alex McCumber also closing the gap here in 3rd place. He's right there behind Paul Rivera. Tavon Taylor, 4 laps to go until he wins here. 2 miles to go. Actually, 1.5 miles to go. Or 1 and 7. Sorry. Now it's 1.5 miles to go here in, I almost said Bristol, here in Nashville. But he's got Morgan Starr coming up. Give credit where credit's due. Morgan Starr usually is a clean racer. And he will let the 18 by really, really smoothly there. But he won't let Paul Rivera by. Miranda Nagayan in the pit road. Wondering if she's done for the day. Okay, I don't know why she came into pit road, but that's not the first time she has made questionable pit decisions. Wondering if she was just topping off the field. 3 wide there, that's 2 lap cars. This might cause a wreck. Uh-oh, I don't think I like this. Alex McCumber now has a chance to close it here. This is the final lap, by the way. 1 lap to go, presented by Budweiser. Off of turn 4. For the very first time, Tavon Taylor is a Budweiser All-Star Series winner here in Nashville. Paul Rivera is second, Alex McCumber third. And Julian Boone with another incredible finish here as he'll finish in 4th to match his number. And Carter Brown with his first top 5 since Daytona. He finished second in that Daytona race, and he, despite being involved in that wreck earlier, and despite having a damaged car and a very bad team, he finishes 5th here at the Nashville Fairgrounds in a wreck fest here in the second half. A demolition derby after lap 55, but we've made it. Miranda Nagayan will pull her car into pit road. She will still eke out a top 20 finish out of it. And Nicholas Hoffman coming into pit road now. That's probably was unnecessary. I'm going to save this because I'm going to make some YouTube shorts out of it. Oh my goodness. Wow. I mean, that was just absolutely incredible. Let's take a look at your finishing order, brought to you by Xfinity. Tavon Taylor with his first career win, followed by Paul Rivera, and Alex McCumber will round out the top 10. After that, you have Julian Boone, Carter Brown rounding out the top 5, Byron Martin, Pasang Chetri, Nicholas Hoffman, Ryan Hill, and Tracy Bennett rounding out the top 10. Pascal Daly, Josiah Smith, Ryan Apt, Kyle Diaz, Garrett Rains, and Jesus Gonzalez will finish on the lead lap. Kevin Wedge, Daniel Van Heuvel, Matt Holland, and Miranda Nagayan finish a lap down and round out the top 20. Jake Wild, Paul Wilson, and Morgan Starr will finish 4 laps down. Paul Wilson finishing, get a pretty solid finishing position in his first ever Budweiser All-Star Series race. Unfortunately, Darren Claus, Sheldon Gatineau, Brian Cox, Drew Foster, Jordan McClure, and Chase Sawyer did not finish this race. As they all got involved in that accident. The final yellow here, taking out all those drivers right there. Darren Claw is okay. By the way, he's been released from the Infield Care Center. He'll probably be showing up to Chicagoland after this. Or sorry, not Chicagoland. That actually leads me to the next one here. Coming up after this one. Oh, Lord. Coming up after this. Tomorrow is the DSRA race. That'll be from Watkins Glen. The stream will, I forgot what time it is, but the stream will be up then. After that, on Saturday, you got the MCRL. And, of course, the IFAR 500 from Daytona, the season premiere. Season 10, Season X of the IFAR Premier League. A very exciting season you can only find here on Prodigy Racing Network, unless the drivers stream their perspective, of course. But the only one with commentary with all drivers is going to be on Prodigy Racing Network. But that's beside the point. Monday is going to be the next Budweiser All-Star Series race, as the Budweiser All-Star Series travels to White Mountain Motorsports Park. That'll be on Monday, June 20... Oh, shoot, today's Wednesday. Okay, never mind, that's coming up tomorrow. Okay, so today is Wednesday, tomorrow's Thursday. So, okay, let me rephrase this. White Mountain Motorsports Park is coming up tomorrow. That'll be 7 o'clock Eastern. Then DSRA on Friday, about 8 o'clock, 8:30-ish. MCRL, about 5 o'clock, usually the same time. Or 7 o'clock, I think. Yeah, 7 o'clock. And then IFAR will probably be at about 10 on Saturday. So those two will be on Saturday. Sundays are off day. Monday is going to be the Chicagoland race for the Budweiser All-Star Series. Coming up, the Hyundai 200 at the beloved Chicagoland Speedway. Will Sheldon Gatno defend his title there? And the driver is heading to a brand new racetrack on the schedule. This track is home to local short track racing and Whelen Modified Series action. But will the dollar store ARCA drivers be able to handle it? White Mountain Motorsports Park at inside of New Hampshire. That'll be tomorrow only on Prodigy Racing Network and with the correct graphics package and audio package too. We hope to see you there. Congratulations to Tavon Taylor on his first career win. And we will see you. This is your head commentator, Nicholas Kuskin. We'll see you tomorrow at 7 at White Mountain Motorsports Park. Tavon Taylor wins at New Hampshire. Or sorry, wins at Nashville. I'm sorry.